Hi, good evening. I am your Lokesh again. So last week we have seen a video about when you are planning to buy a new apartment, what all things you have to consider. So I just want to give you some more add-ons on this video, like when you are buying a new apartment, and if you still have a chance to modify your apartment while sitting your engineer or some architecture, I advise you to make sure that all these things are properly done. The first thing is coming to the Badezima. Like if you have a Badezima or a guest VC, make sure that it has a window. Like if I mean these are the points if you are still in a construction phase where you have a possibility to change the water piping system or all this stuff, or if the floor is not started, maybe you can request your engineer to modify this so that you have additional change in design, that you have a window facing bathroom or something. The reason for this is like you have a moisture in the bathrooms, and even though we have a lot of new technologies, it is not advisable, or it's not 100% guaranteed that you don't get a shimmel in the bathroom. So the first thing is that you have to make sure a window in the bathroom. Apart from this, you have to see how what type of flooring is done for you. Is it energy efficient? Or I mean, most of the bathrooms, if I'm right, it is done with marbles. That's good, but you have to make sure that what is the cleaning process of the marble, and if it is a light color or dark color, which gives you a pleasant view in the bathroom. Like not only on the downside of the floor of the bathroom, but I am also seeing the side walls. So sometimes when you have a bright color walls, marbles are placed on the wall, you have a more intensity in the bathroom, that you have a more brightly in your bathroom. If you have a dark color, this might kill some of the lighting. This is only my advices, or what I have got a feedback from many of my friends who has taken this. And the other thing is as room walls. That means the bathroom walls, like if you have a badewani or something, when you are taking douche or something, you cannot, if the bathroom is not 2 meters covered with tiles, if partially the bathroom is done with tiles and partially it is open wall, then you have to make sure that this wall material doesn't keep the moisture inside, and you don't have a issue with the shimmel on the other side. So I advise to please make a cross check on this. And then important thing is, if you don't have a possibility of getting a window, or if it is already constructed, make sure that you have a proper exhaust in your bathroom, or you have a good ventilator or good demoisturizer, which controls the humidity and maintains a good environment, or maintains a good humidity levels in your bathroom, so that you don't affect with the shimmels. And the next thing is coming to the rooms. So when you are taking your Wohnzimmer or Schlafzimmer or Kinderzimmer or Besuchzimmer or whatever, so this one mostly has some windows. Apart from this, you should also consider, like if you are making a new houses, there are some technology called you have continuous air flow into your room. That means it will keep your humid levels in the room controlled, that you have a completely airflow from outside to inside without noise. There are some new technologies coming here where you can see some air is flowing from outside to inside with some connection beside the windows. So this can help us to maintain the humidity, and it will also reduce the moisture, or it will create a less impact on getting shimmels in your room. And the third one is floor, how the floor is done. If you are having a packet floors, so as I said last time, there are three different type of floors, like a packet floor, or marbles or granite or something. So especially the packets are one of the expensive thing, and it's made from wood and complete directly from the wood or something. So what care you have to take when you are having a packets is, you cannot, or you are not advised to clean the packets directly with a steam water. You have to use a special liquids, otherwise your packets might damage, and you might get some gaps in between packets, or the packets can be damaged, that get some unequal shapes which don't look nice. So maybe sometimes the firma might object you because you're using steam or something on it. So I advise to read the instruction manual from the packet firma, what they are giving and how they are using providing us to clean it. Yeah, it might be expensive, but we have to follow it because we are taking a costly material for the flooring. And apart from this, the air ventilation, you have to make sure that you have enough air coming from outside your apartment. Like if you have a very close house, next to you where you have very less space. When you open the window, if you don't get enough good air, you have to check with the construction firma about this, or at least ask for some pipes or ventilation pipes which can provide you a good airflow into your apartments. So apart from this, there are some important things like garden, the outside of the apartment. So yeah, the walls, and this one is a key roles, and windows, I guess. Obviously it is three layered glasses, which is a highly efficient and using nowadays. But still, I advise to make sure that you visit some Baumarks and compare what type of material you are getting and what is the price there and what are the advantages. You just check with the Baumarkt before the Bau firma fixes in your houses. And then the apartment outside is a key point here. So what are the benefits you're getting outside your apartment? Like you have a windows and you have some rolls going on it, and then you have an you have a rollers to protect your temperature as well as theft or something. And apart from this, you also have some if you are living example in a ground floor, you have a private garden or you have some garden space outside your apartment. So this plays a key role. So you have to consider how is your garden designed, what are the layers in it, like is it filled partially with stones and partially and then with sand, and is the garden border is properly done, that your sand is not flown out when there are heavy rain or something. You have to make sure your grass lawn is properly done, the seeds are properly planted, or if it is washed out because of rain, is a partition done properly as mentioned in your notar. You have to make sure all these things. And if you're having some trees in your private garden, then it's your responsibility that you have a proper house rat versicherung. Like if the tree falls because of trauma, something, the branches broke and fall on the neighbors or something, your insurance take care in this. Make sure that you have properly covered all the things in your house rat versicherung when you are making it. And apart from this, cleaning your garden and cleaning your trees, you have to discuss with your house verwaltung or Eigentümer meetings who has to do it. Most of the things are done by you, but there are some cases where the house verwaltung will also do for us. So you have to check it in your Eigentümer meetings or in the house verwaltung meeting. And then the important thing is the kitchen design. So I think I covered most of the things, but I'm just elaborating few points because I got some information that you are not having complete information. So if you have a possibility of making your kitchen design or something, you make sure the vastu, if you like, or you plan your kitchen properly. The Because most of the newly built apartments are coming with open kitchen in the hall, so you see the space how it is designed. Is it enough for you or not? You change the directions of the kitchen or oven or some, the stove or oven or something, and water pipes or something. You make it, and if possible, request the builder and engineer that you have an exhaust pipe, exhaust tube outside to your apartment, that all the smell goes out instead of filtering the fat and giving inside your apartment. The main reason is this fat will get to your cloth based sofas or something, or to your clothes. So these are the points which you have to take care before you if you have a possibility for getting an apartment. If your apartment is still in construction, if you have a possibility to talk with your engineer and remodify it, I would advise to make keep these things in your mind and sit with your engineer and modify it. In the next video, I will come up with a renovation of apartments and what all things you have to see it. And if you have anyone has some doubts, just let me know. Thank you and have a nice time. Jai Hind.